Welcome, my darling pretties, to our Beyond the Dawn of Business podcast for pretty, empowered female entrepreneurs. It's time to step into your power, pretties. Lift each other, support the squad, and choose a life filled with the autonomy and freedom to live your dreams. I'm your host, Dawn Beth, owner and founder of Beyond the Dawn digital business brand and agency. My coffee is hot and my eyelashes are on, so we are ready to go. Hello and welcome to this episode. Today, I really just want to talk to you about how we can be feeling at this time of year. So, when it gets to December, I notice a massive increase in overwhelm. I notice a massive increase in shame, in the inner critic kind of kicking us when we're down, and that kind of lower level hum of constantly feeling like there's something that you should be doing, more that you could be doing, and that perhaps you're failing because you're not doing all the doing. And it's a little bit heartbreaking whenever you're in a situation where you hold space for people, wherever you're in a situation where you support people with not just their business, but their emotional well-being, their mental health, and those types of things. Of course, I'm not a doctor, but I do hold space for lots and lots of incredible women. And to see even those people who look on the outside like they have got everything just completely sorted out, kind of crumble a little bit through December, it shows me a few different things. A few different things in what we believe to be happening, what is truthfully happening, what's going on in terms of our kind of like collective trauma, because we've all had a rough couple of years, no matter where you are on that sliding scale of situation. It also gives me pause, because isn't this the season to be merry? Isn't this the season to be joyous? Isn't this the season for us to actually remember that there is a pause in the year for gratitude? For those of you that follow me regularly and listen to me regularly, or have worked with me in any capacity, you know that I lean very heavily on my positive psychology training. And one of the massive markers that changes people's lives, it's such an easy tool, is gratitude. And Christmas is an excellent opportunity for gratitude, right? So many of the Christmas movies that we watch remind us that it's not about the presents that are under the tree. It's not about the decorations that are on the front of the house. It's not about who has the best Christmas jumper or who has the biggest turkey feast on Christmas Day. For those of us that kind of like truly immerse ourselves in the festive holidays, actually it's meant to be about much more than that. It's about us taking a moment to remember what's really important, the people that we love, the connections that we have, the family, the friends, those things that are truly important to us. But it's very easy. And one of the things that has been kind of quite apparent for me this year is that when PR people have been contacting the PR team for me to quote on different things, everybody wants me to talk about digital detox. Everybody wants me to talk about coming away from social media. What do you do to support yourself and not compare yourself? What do you do to take care of yourself? And it's just this massive kind of whirlwind of already expecting the overwhelm and almost creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I've done it myself. Please know, as I record this audio for you guys at 11:11, I'm literally recording it at 11:11. I am sat with you in that same space. And this is something that, you need to know that none of us are any different. We all have varying degrees of things that we're responsible for. We have varying degrees of things that bring us joy, things that actually don't bring us joy, that possibly feel a little bit like a burden or a pressure or, a difficult situation. It's not perfect, not for anybody. And if anyone who's listening has had that moment where they've woken up on their birthday or Christmas day or their wedding day, oh, we don't talk about this, but I'm gonna. If you've ever woken up to that day and it be actually a bit of a bummer because the day's here now and it's been hyped up and the expectation of this one perfect day is everything. And you have lots of different emotions. You might wake up and be like, woo, this is amazing, which is very much the feeling I get now. But I used to have years when I'd wake up to my birthday and I'd be like, oh, nobody is going to make a big fuss of me. And I'm not allowed to admit that I want people to make a big fuss of me. I mean, people who know me really well, and even those who don't these days, know I want a big fuss always, not just on my birthday, every day. Fuss. I love it. I don't mind being called a princess. I am. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But I'd wake up and I'd be like, this isn't going to meet expectation. Or even worse, I'd be like, oh, what's going to happen? And then it wouldn't meet expectation. And wedding days are the same. You very rarely hear people say, actually, my wedding day wasn't what I imagined it. It wasn't that great. My wedding day wasn't how I imagined it. It was very special to me, and I've found pockets of massive gratitude in the day that I actually had. And as the years move on, the more special it becomes. But what I envisioned for me and my husband, and what I wanted to kind of honour our love story, it didn't meet expectation. Our love story in my heart it meant so much more than the day that we got. People don't admit that. Like, I'm trying to get my husband to remarry me for years so that I can redo it and do it well. But it's about actually understanding that the reason why these things feel crummy is about expectation. And that is what I want you to try, if you can. Just one simple tool over the next few weeks, over the next coming days. Just remove some of the expectation, please. Please. It's okay if everything is not perfect. It's okay if things don't go to plan. It's okay if you have situations where actually you're considering, why did I get myself into this? Why did I say I would do this? What was the opportunity that I was looking for in this? And change what you're doing, your behavior, how you're acting accordingly to make it fit, to make it work. Take each day as it comes, and also take care of tomorrow you today. Okay? Don't go too far ahead, but take care of tomorrow you. Like, if you can wrap an extra present tonight, that means it's just one less to wrap tomorrow, and you know you have the emotional and mental and physical capacity to do that tonight. Do it. Do it. If you can cancel a meeting that could be an email right now, do it. If somebody comes to you and reactively asks you, I'd like to get in touch with you before you leave for Christmas, and that doesn't suit your opportunity to rest, say no. Say, I'm really sorry. I'm at capacity right now. What I'd like to do is for us to have that catch up. That catch up's going to have to happen in January now. Be careful not to overstack January though, because I've done that before as well. And that could be a podcast all in itself. In fact, I should definitely do a podcast on that very thing all by itself. Like, do not overstack January, because we get to the end of November and we're like, right, that's it. This year is out. Everything that we're doing now is just to close the year off. We're making sure we're not taking this, and this out to the new year, which I actually quite like as a practice. I love that as a shedding practice. There's a lot of things to be said for New Year, not really holding much weight. And I certainly don't feel like you have to have a whole brand new you. I don't buy into all of that, but I think it's a really good opportunity to do a bit of personal and emotional housekeeping and just decide, actually, this is going to stay in this year. This is going to stay in 2021. This is going to stay in 2022. This is going to stay in 2023. This is going to stay in 2024. I'm not going to take it to the following year, which is totally fine. Give yourself the opportunity to catch moments when perhaps you're not being very kind to yourself. And it was a bit of a thing about 12 months ago, 12 months to 18 months ago, people would say, give it the 5-minute rule. And if you've not heard of that before, this is a lovely introduction to it. Like I was so glad the day that I came across this. And basically, the 5-minute ruling, or the number 5 ruling, is that if you have a feeling, for instance, for me this week, it was my kids going into school late one day. Oh, shock horror, there you go, I've just admitted. My life isn't perfect. Occasionally, I don't give myself enough time to defrost the car, and I have to make the toss-up between driving safely and getting my children into school on time. And this week, it didn't happen. They went into school 3 minutes late. And, these things occur. But I could have easily said to myself, oh, I'm a bad mother. My organisational skills are rubbish. Why did I not get up early? Or why did I not realise that the car was frozen over like that? Why did I not organise myself? And then what we can accidentally do is we can go into this negative spiral, and we can actually start to look for evidence why we're horrendous, unworthy human beings. That negative bias pulls us in like quicksand, and before we know it, we're like underneath. But instead, if you can catch that and you can actually challenge it in the other way, actually, no, I'm a good mom because my kids are clean, they're warm, they're fed, they were driven to school safely because I wasn't reckless with the time. And yes, they've gone in late, and yes, that's not great. And yes, we'll try to do better again tomorrow. Remember, don't go too far in the future. We'll do better tomorrow. We'll try to do better tomorrow. But at the same time, I'm not going to beat myself up about that. And this is where the rule of 5 comes in. Will it matter in 5 minutes? Will it matter in 5 months? Will it matter in 5 years? If it won't matter in 5 minutes, completely remove it from your mind. If it won't matter in 5 months, maybe give it a little bit of your time, but definitely don't make yourself all about it. And if it won't matter in 5 years, then it's really not a big thing that you need to continually beat yourself with. So catch those moments, look evidence for other things. Well, actually, am I a bad mother because my kids went into school a couple of minutes late today? No. Am I just a normal human being dealing with a lot of stuff and something had to give today? Yeah. And now that event has happened, and this is something fantastic to think about. Now that event has happened, what control do I have over it? I'm stuck in traffic, I'm going to be late. I have a computer that's not working and it won't allow me to do the thing I'm trying to do. Facebook goes down, Instagram goes down. Elon Musk buys Twitter. Whatever happens, is it in your control? Nah. It's not. You can only take ownership of the stuff that's in your control. Radical responsibility that we've spoken about before is one of those things that's, it's a beautiful thing. And I invite you all lovingly to start using that as a tool. But equally, you only take responsibility for your own stuff. It's not about anything else beyond that. So, with that in mind, I'm not going to jibber jabber on much further. I've made a conscious decision not to, 1, take up too much of your time right now because I know how horrendously busy you are, and those extra few minutes might actually be handy somewhere else. So I'm going to keep these podcasts for the next couple of weeks quite short. Equally, today I'm recording in my office, in my studio, not in my fancy podcast room. Again, because I'm giving myself a break, man. I'm giving myself a break. Yes, it may be a little bit more echoey in here, but my gorgeous podcast manager, Kelly, will do everything she can to edit it and make sure that it's as crisp as possible for you gorgeous listeners. And I'm just not going to sweat it. So if you can do one thing for me today, give yourself a break. Try not to sweat the small stuff and recognize that we are putting expectations on ourselves and on the season that will not support us in enjoying this. Look for the gratitude, ditch the expectation. Okay, my lovelies, until next time, I will speak to you again. If you're loving our Pretty podcast, come on over to Social Pretties, our online safe house and sisterhood community. It's a safe space where female entrepreneurs connect and thrive in a warm, welcoming fold of pretty amazing women. You'll find an easy redirect in the description, and I can't wait to see you in there. And depending on where you're listening right now, we would love it if you would click subscribe or follow so that you can be the first to know when our new podcasts come out.